time rate change problems. Earlier, mean value theorems, approximation, tangent normal, all that was there in the syllabus, but now it's not there. We have increasing, decreasing function, which we have done, maxima, minima, absolute local maxima, minima, and then we have time rate change problems, right? So these are quite simple questions. For example, if you have a balloon and you fill air in this balloon at some rate given to you, dr by dt is the rate at which radius would increase, rate at which radius is changing or increasing, and dv by dt is the rate at which air is filled up. Air is filled up in the balloon. And when the air is filled, obviously, you have radius increasing, and at the same time, surface area will also increase. So ds by dt is rate at which surface area is increasing. So all you have to do is basically try to figure out a formula which relates these variables and then differentiate with respect to time. Rather than differentiating with respect to x, y, or r, we differentiate with respect to time. Over here, we'll make an assumption that balloon is a perfect sphere. So the balloon is perfectly sphere. Its surface area would be 4 pi r square. Its volume would be 4 by 3 pi r cube. So if we differentiate this with respect to time, on differentiating with respect to time, you'll get ds by dt, right? 4 pi is a constant, and then you differentiate r square with respect to time. Had you differentiated with respect to r, answer would be 2r. But since you're differentiating with respect to time, it would be 2r into dr by dt. So as such, ds by dt will be 8 pi r into dr by dt. So notice one thing, r is a variable. At every moment, r would be changing. S is also a variable and t is also a variable. So there are three variables. So the question will be given that find the rate of increase of area when the radius is so much and so. So that particular radius you need to substitute because r would be changing each moment. If you differentiate volume with respect to time, it would be dv by dt. 4 by 3 pi is a constant, d by dt of r cube. If you differentiate r cube with respect to dr, it would be simply 3r square, but it will be 3r square into dr by dt as it is being differentiated with respect to time. So 4 pi r square dr by dt. This is just an example. It could be a cone, it could be a cylinder, it could be anything. So some variables would be there, and those variables are changing with respect to time. So differentiate that with respect to time. Read the question carefully, draw the diagram and answer. Spherical iron ball, 10 centimeter radius, coated with a layer of ice. So this is 10, this is iron. And then you have layer of ice. This thickness you can take as T. Yes. dV by dt of ice, because iron ball is not melting. It's only ice which is melting. So volume, dV by dt is 50. dV by dt is 50 given है. Minus 50 लोगे because it is decreasing, melting. 15? Kind of. That is when you substitute after differentiating, not now. See, what is volume of ice? Volume of ice would be 4 by 3 pi 10 plus t whole cube minus 4 by 3 pi 10 cube, right? Volume of ice is basically volume of the entire sphere minus the volume of steel sphere, iron sphere. So this is the volume. Now you can differentiate this with respect to time. Differentiate this with respect to time. So differentiating with respect to time, 4 by 3 pi, 3 10 plus t whole square, and then you differentiate this again. And the second part is constant, so that will be 0. So 4 by 3 pi, 3 10 plus t whole square into 1. 3 and 3 cancels. And dt, this is t is the thickness now. Uh, there's a confusion. To take the thickness to be something else. Thickness को x take as x, otherwise t and t will be the same only. So this is x. So this will be dx by dt. Take the thickness as x, otherwise there will be some confusion. The 4 pi 10 plus x whole square into dx by dt. Now the rate at which ice is melting has been given. The ice is melting at the rate of 50 minus 50 because it's decreasing. And what is x when the thickness is 5? So thickness is 5, 10 plus 5 into dx by dt. So what is the answer? आ रहे? 15 स्क्वायर इज 15 to 15 कर लो.
Sir, answer is B option.
बी ऑप्शन. Minus. Because whenever something decreases, answer has to be negative. So thickness is decreasing, that's why answer is negative. Right, Emma? Devarshi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vertex. Diameter is 14. That means this is 7. And vertical height is 35. The water is filled in the conical vessel at the rate of, so this time you being filling it, so it will be plus 1, positive. Since you're filling it with water, it will be positive plus 1. If suppose water is dripping out, it will be minus 1 dV by dt, minus 1 centimeter cube per second. It says when the water level is 10 centimeter, but you can't take 10 as water level, you have to take it in terms of variable. Suppose at some point of time, the water level is small h and the radius of the water cone is r. At some point of time, the level of water is h and the radius of the water cone is r. So now, as such, he is asking wet surface area. What is wet surface area? Wet surface area would be in the form of cone. The wet surface area would be pi RL. Curved surface area of a cone is pi RL. So there are two variables R and L. Get rid of one of the variable. Yeah, you can do that also. We need to find ds by dt. So whatever has been given, use that given thing and try to find the unknowns. Diagram आएगा. Volume is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Cylinder का 1/3. Volume of a cone is 1/3 of the cylinder. This is L. So either you convert everything in terms of R. How can you do that? We can use similar triangles, right? We can use similar triangle. This bigger triangle and this water triangle both are similar. That means R by 7 is equal to H by 35. Is it fine? I've used two similar triangles. R by 7 is equal to H by 35. In similar triangles, you have perpendicular by perpendicular equal to base by base. Fine, Ragini? So you get a relation. R is basically H by 5. Or H is 5R. H is 5R. So in the volume thing, you can substitute this. So volume is 1 by 3 pi R square H. H is 5R. So we have got rid of we got rid of one variable. So this is v is equal to 5 pi by 3 r cube. Differentiate with respect to time. You get 5 pi r square dr by dt. You have dv by dt 1. So it's 5 pi r square dr by dt. So from here we can find dr by dt, which will substitute later in the. Now we have to get rid of L also. In the surface area thing, curved surface area thing, get rid of surface area is pi RL. We need to find ds by dt, right? So using Pythagoras, you can convert L in terms of R and H. See, this is L, this is H, this is R. So what is L square? L square is H square plus R square. But what is H? H is 5R. नहीं, both are variables. Product rule. तो substitute तो करना पड़ेगा because there are two variables. H is variable, R is also variable. L is also, हाँ, L को convert. H is 5R, so L will be how much? Root 26R. So S will be pi. L is root 26R. So S is pi root 26R square. Now you see option में you have two option containing root 26. That means we are in the right track.
Sir, is the answer C option?
Answer? Let me check.
C option.
So 20, root 26 by 5.
So from here, ds by dt is 2 pi root 26 r dr by dt. Dr by dt we already have with us. Again, substitute that. So 2 pi root 26 r and dr by dt is 1 by 5 pi r square. So ds by dt is coming out to be 2 pi and pi cuts. 2 root 26 by 5r. Now this will be used. It says when the height of the water level is 10. When the height is 10, what will be r? When the height is 10, radius will be 2. So radius is 2. So 2 and 2 cuts. Answer is this. This is a 2022 JEE question. These are much simpler questions that way. minus cos 2x. This will be minus cos 2x. Identity. Differentiate equal to 0, form intervals, and then decide which interval is increasing or decreasing. Hmm? This is sine 2x. This is minus cos 2x. This is minus 4 sine. This is 2 sine 2x cos 2x, which is sine 4x. So the derivative is coming out to be minus sine 4x, right? We have used identities. 2 sine theta cos theta is sine 2 theta. Now derivative equal to 0. So sine 4x is equal to 0. Sine will be 0 at n pi. N pi, you understand? 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, and so on. Because sine over n pi is 0. But we need to find x. So x is equal to 0 to pi by 4, pi by 2, 3 pi by 4, pi, and so on. In the interval, it's not going beyond, pi by 2. So I think we can take these intervals. Between 0 and pi by 4, if I take pi by 8, between 0 and pi by 4 interval, take pi by 8, substitute in the derivative. F dash pi by 8. It is sine of pi by 2, which is minus 1. So in the first interval, function is decreasing. Then it will be alternate, decreasing, increasing, decreasing, increasing. Right? So 0 to pi by 4 function is decreasing. So you have any interval? 0 to pi by 4 decrease हो रहा है ना? Then pi by 4 to pi by 2 is increasing. So C is answer. Increasing is asking, no? Pi by 4 to pi by 2. Same level होता है. It is the same level in both. JB, paper 1. Not much difference. It is integer type question. The number of points with a curve y is equal to x to the power 5 minus 20x cube plus 50x plus 2 crosses x-axis. Differentiate, get the points of local maxima minima, approximately plot the graph, and you get your answer. Maxima minima निकालो और ग्राफ बनाओ. नहीं हो रहा. So if equal to 0, is it factorizable? No, no. Hmm? Hidden trial. Okay. Hmm. D method you can say, no? It's not factorizable. So the roots will be minus b plus minus b square is 144 minus 4ac by 2a. This is how much? Hmm? 2 root 104 है ना ये तो. So it will be 6 plus minus. This is 6 plus minus root 24. Both are positive. And again, you find the further root, there'll be 4 answers. So there'll be 4 point of maximum minimum, isn't it? 26. So x square is coming out to be 6 plus minus root 26. So both numbers are positive. 26 root is less than 6. So both are possible. So when you further take root, there'll be 4 answers. Plus 6 plus root 26 minus 6 minus root 26 and then plus 6 minus root 26 and minus 6 minus. This equation has 4 roots. So there'll be 4 point of local maximum minima. So if a polynomial has 4 point of maximum minima, and they'll be consecutive, right? So the graph would be, when I substitute x equal to 0 in the function, I get 2. And this number is negative, will be somewhere here. So at 4 points, it has maximum minima. So the graph will be kind of, could be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be something like this. There are 4 point of extremum. 1, 2, 3, 4. हाँ 2 पे it'll intersect. 2 is this. This is 2. So how many points it's intersecting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, there's another way of solving this question if we don't use maximum minima. We see the number of sign changes. But number of sign changes gives you basically maximum possible roots. I'll tell you what is that. See, we have f of x, which is x to the power 5 minus 20x cube plus 50x plus 2. Number of sign changes. This is positive, negative, positive, positive. Positive to negative, negative, positive, then no sign change. So maximum possible positive roots are 2. Number of sign changes gives you number of maximum possible roots. So 2 possible positive roots are there. If I replace x by minus x, so minus x to the power 5, this will be 20x cube. This will be minus 50x plus 2. Now sign changes, minus plus minus plus. 1, 2, 3. 3 possible negative roots. So 3 negative roots could be there and 2 positive roots could be there. So 5 possible roots are there. So that means 5 times it will be intersecting. The rule is, lick low, you write it down. In a polynomial, fx, number of sign changes gives maximum possible positive roots. And in the polynomial f of minus x, and in the polynomial f of minus x, number of sign changes gives maximum possible negative roots. देखो ढंग से देखो.
Sir, can you repeat that again?
See, number of maximum possible positive roots in a polynomial fx equals to number of sign changes, right? Similarly, number of maximum possible negative roots equals to number of sign changes in f of minus x, f of minus x. So I've replaced x by minus x and I see the sign changes, minus, plus, minus, plus. One, two, three. Three maximum negative roots are possible and two maximum positive roots are possible. So if you add them up, it gives you five roots. So the graph will be intersecting x-axis at 5 points. For all. क्वेश्चन पढ़ो, पता लगेगा तुम्हें. पता लगा? You know the difference between increasing and strictly increasing? Hmm? This symbol is for all. You see, if f dash x is greater than 0, we say strictly increasing. If f dash x is greater equal to 0, it is simply increasing. So that is the difference. This.
सर
Hmm.
सर ऐसा हो सकता है कि ग्राफ अगर डिक्रीजिंग हो रहा हो तो फिर वो एक्स एक्सिस को टच करने से पहले ही इंक्रीजिंग हो जाए.
Possible.
सर तो
But
फिर
that
उसमें
depends upon the values, you know. In the previous question, we didn't find the values. You have to find the maximum minimum values because the points were very complicated.
फिर अब अगर ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन आ जाए और उसमें हमें मतलब ग्राफ वैसा बन रहा हो jैसे मैंने बोला है
No,
तो फिर हम क्या करें.
then they will give values, you know, which are easy. Like, you know, we did similar questions earlier in maxima minima. Then you can plot them and you can easily find their, you know, values also. No, इसमें directly differentiate. Don't differentiate directly. First, you find the function. This is equation number 1. In equation 1, replace everywhere x by 1 by x. First, you need to find the function f of x. After finding a function, substitute in y and then differentiate. Otherwise, it will be very lengthy. X replace. You have to get rid of f of 1 by x. Get rid of f of 1 by x. So when you replace x by 1 by x, it will be like this. So this is equation number 2. Now, ऐसे. Now, what you do is you either substitute f of 1 by x from here over there, or else this is multiply the equation number 1 by 5 and this by 4 and subtract. This is equation number 1. So what do you do? You multiply this by 4 and this by 5 and subtract. This is a way to find function fx. Otherwise, you always get f1 by x. So get rid of f of 1 by x. When you subtract, this will cut. This is 25, this is 16, 9 fx will be 5x square minus 10 minus 4 by x square plus 8. Is it the function? Nine fx is 5x square minus 4 by x square minus 2. ये फंक्शन देखो, इसको हटाना था ना तुम्हें, तो ये तो रिप्लेस कर दो, ये माइनस कर दो. इसी को अच्छा सब्ट्रैक्ट कर आ तो रहा है 25 माइनस. You didn't multiply the right side. Is it the function then? 9fx is coming out to be this. So this 9fx you can substitute in the y, है ना? ये आ रहा है? Maybe there's misprint, but दिया नहीं उन्होंने. This is a function. So now y is 9x square this. So I multiply this by x square, the entire thing. So it'll be 5x4 minus 4 minus 2x square. So this is your final y. Then differentiate 20x cube minus 4x equal to 0. 4x common. 5x square minus 1 equal to 0. So your points will be minus 1 by root 5, 0 and 1 by root 5. So you get 3 critical points. Minus 1 by root 5, 0 and 1 by root 5. Clear है? So you have 4 intervals. At these points, derivative is 0. If I take the rightmost interval and I take some point, say 1, and substitute here, it would be positive. So positive, negative, positive, negative. So function is increasing. Minus 1 by root 5 to 0. And then 1 by root 5 to infinity. Option B. Function is strictly increasing here and here. Okay. is a question of absolute maximum minimum values. Differentiate equated to 0, critical points lying in the interval, and then find absolute maximum minimum. Interval, there's no need of interval. So simply get the points. Now, which points are lying in the interval? इसमें -4 to interval तो लिखा ही नहीं -4 to 4. हाँ, सबको फंक्शन में डाल दो. हम्म. D. So the critical points are this won't be critical point because perfect square. So x plus 3 0 and x plus 1 equal to 0. X equal to -3 and x equal to -1. Both lies in the interval. So you find f of -4, f of -1, f of -3, and f of 4. Two is not a critical point because it is a whole square over there. So what is f of -4? कितना है? Hmm? Hmm. f of -4 is, this is 1 -6 whole cube -216. F of -1 is 4 and minus 27 into 4, 108. And f of -3, 0. F of 4, 392. So this is absolute maximum. And this is absolute minimum value. So among them, the largest value would be absolute maximum value. And the smallest value, absolute minimum value. So the answer is हम्म, हम्म,
सर
हम्म।
सर अगर x माइनस टू स्क्वायर की जगह x माइनस टू होल रूट होता तो फिर भी हम लोग टू को नहीं लेंगे,
x-2 होल क्यूब होता।
होल रूट होता रूट।
रूट फ्रैक्शनल पावर।
हाँ 1/2
हाँ फिर तो, अच्छा हाँ फिर तो ले लेते ना।
ले लेते। ओके सर। सर लेकिन तब भी वो ऐसा नहीं होगा कि रूट के अंदर सिर्फ पॉजिटिव वैल्यूज होती है?
जीरो तो हो सकता है।
ओके सर।
यद्वी तुम क्या बोल रही थी, अगर वो होगा x-2 की फ्रैक्शनल पावर ना।
यस सर।
नहीं फिर नहीं लोगे, बिकॉज क्रिटिकल पॉइंट तो आ जाएगा ये 2 पे, बट दिस वैल्यू वुड बी ऑलवेज पॉजिटिव।
ओके सर।
तो उसके अक्रॉस साइन साइन चेंज नहीं होगा। The function you want to maximize, minimize says y is equal to 2a1. 2a1 is L1 square by 8, 3a2. Differentiate with respect to L1, equated to 0. तुमने क्लास में मिस की हो, देख लेना वीडियो। काफी सारे क्वेश्चन किए थे हमने मैथ्स के, 12th के भी किए थे जो कि आएंगे तुम्हारे बोर्ड में, एंट्रेंस के भी किए थे। नहीं, there's no need, ऐसे डायरेक्टली डिफरेंशिएट। सो dy by dl1, डायग्राम बना लो ताकि आइडिया लगेगा तुमने क्या किया था। So it'll be L1 by 4, it'll be 3, 20 minus L1 minus 1 by 2 pi. She'll get only 1 point, You'll get only 1 point, and that's nothing but point of minima only. Solving this, you'll get only 1 point, and this point will be point of minima only. And why? Because if we differentiate further, it'll be positive value. Second derivative will be positive. Hmm. क्या हुआ? Hmm. कह रहे? See? Now this is equal to 0, and then one smart thing you can do is that rather than finding L1, this you replace as L2, because 20 minus L1 is L2 only, no? So minus 3 L2 by 2 pi. Don't find L1 because we know L1 is point of minima only. So replace 20 minus L1 as L2. Straight away get the ratio. So this is L1 by 4 equal to 3 L2 by 2 pi. This cuts. Now pi L1. So pi L1 is equal to 6 L2. So the ratio pi L1 by L2 is 6:1. A is answer. There's no need to find L1 and then find L2. This 20 minus L1 is L2 only. I've shared assignment on integration with you. We'll start with the integration now. Now only. और क्या 5 minutes हैं? कैसी बातें कर रहे हो? बेसिक तो कर लो। फिर कर लो, कभी कभी तो तुम आती हो। Integration will take a lot of time because in integration, once you know indefinite integral, then definite integral will be very easy for you. Then differential equation will become pretty easy for you, and then AOI also will become very easy. You all know that if you differentiate x to the power n or n plus 1, your answer would be n plus 1 x to the power n. If I take dx to the other side, it will be like this. And now I integrate both the sides. This would be integration of d of x to the power n plus 1. This is n plus 1 constant out integration of x and dx. Integration and differentiation are reverse processes. They will cancel out. You bring n plus 1 in the denominator, and that's how you get the first formula for integration. This is integration of x to the power n. Integration and differentiation are reverse processes. Otherwise, integration gives you area under the curve. When you integrate something, say this is dx, this height is y, so y dx is basically area of the rectangle. If you sum it up, it basically integration only. It will give the entire area, indefinite area. So integration gives us area under the graph. That's why we put a sine c, constant of integration, because it is indefinite area. Area which is not defined between the limits, without limits. If there's slightest confusion, you're more comfortable with differentiation, differentiate this on differentiation. You should get this. If you differentiate this, you should get x to the power n. That means your integration is correct. So next class, we continue with integration.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay, ending the class.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.